Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. We are on episode 14. Yes, 14. Today we have another special guest. She is also a flesh tuber, man. Man, I need to get more fucking VTubers on this podcast. She is one of the biggest content creators. I would say that's my personal opinion. One of the biggest locally here in the SGs. She used to do cosplay. She does a lot of. She's very fashionable, is what I would say. If you want to know what I'm talking about, you can go follow her on her socials. All the links are in the description. But yes, she is a very huge content creator. She plays a lot of Overwatch. She has the fashion sense of a supermodel. She is a good friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like everyone to give a warm welcome to a1es5andra.
Hello. You hype me up too much.
Yeah, I have to give my guests a proper, suitable intro.
They're gonna click on the profile and they're gonna be like, that's not
Nah,
what he
get
said
out
it
of here.
was.
Stop pretending to be humble.
It's not an act. Listen, I couldn't act.
Stop pretending to be humble, man.
This is not pretending.
Okay, anyways, so would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Okay, sure. Hi, I'm Alice, and I'm a streamer and content creator. I do a lot of like casual fashion shoots. Yeah, and I stream pretty often. That's about it for me.
Hey, that's pretty good right there. What? That in itself is a
I
pretty
don't
good
do that
intro.
much.
Right. Okay. We are just going to jump right in. We're not gonna waste any time. So, the very first question I would like to ask you, I feel like I asked this to everybody, but it's very interesting to know everybody's backstory because it's all different. But what got you into doing content creation, whether it's streaming or doing the photo shoot stuff? Like, what is the one thing that made you decide one day, hey, I want to do this?
I mean, for me, I'd say I started pretty young because I remember I created Instagram when I was like 15 or 16, and I was just like to post. At that time, I was on Tumblr a lot, and honestly, I still am, but I would look at all these pictures and I'll try and like recreate it, something grungy or something soft. Um, so it didn't start like I even knew what an influencer, like you know, a fashionable person online was. I just wanted to make like recreate pictures basically that I liked. And then I would post them and then, I'll figure out what like engagement is. Yeah, but obviously at 15, at 16, I wasn't really pushing it to become, a full-time job or anything.
Right.
But yeah, that for me I think it started like as a actual hobby. Like I wanted to make pretty content.
Yeah, and you're doing a fucking damn good job at it.
It's been years. I've been on this platform for so long.
Yeah. What year would you say that you started roughly?
It'd be like 2016.
So it's been about 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
8 years.
I'm old.
Oh my god. Yeah, she's like 48.
Yeah, like at least.
Okay, that's very interesting. Is there like another person who does photo shoots or content creation that you saw that you were like, oh, like that's really cool. Like I want to try. Is there like one particular person or maybe multiple, depending? But is there anyone who was a huge inspiration to you to do this?
Let me think about that. Because I don't think I followed people. I think I followed like aesthetics more, like a certain
Ah,
category of picture. I remember that time when I started grids were like a huge thing. I don't know, like making something aesthetic just meant that you should have like grids in your photo or like in your background. The kind of like 2018 Tumblr.
Oh man.
Like fishnet stockings,
Yep.
fairy lights, sort of thing.
Oh
Yeah.
no. I remember that.
I
Yep.
mean, I still think it's cute. I think it's coming around. It's going full circle.
Were you one of those girls with those fucking dream catchers in your room?
I wasn't, but that's because my parents don't like spiritual things.
Ah,
Like anything
okay,
to do
okay.
with like tribal, spiritual, I'd probably have to hide it. So I wasn't like into that.
I see, I see, I see. I see. Okay. Now, so you do a lot of photo shoot stuff, right? As you said. So would you say that that is your main type of content, or would you say you're more towards the streaming side of stuff?
I think right now I keep it pretty balanced because if I overdo one of them, I do get really tired. It's quite balanced. I'd say for Instagram, it's photo shoot. So like I don't clip my streams to put it there. I don't do like short form stream clips and put it there. That's Instagram is all for shoots. And then Twitch is, obviously all streams. So I split it.
Okay, that's good though, having a balance because yeah, I feel like if I do one thing too much, I get burnt out as well.
I do get burnt out.
Have you ever had like a really bad burnout?
I mean, yeah, like I was talking to your chat about on your like last stream that I watched. I have
Mm.
streamed until I've been sick before. Like I push it if I'm feeling unwell, but I'm not like bedridden sick yet. I will still stream, and obviously it doesn't help. But I feel bad when I have to cancel streams basically. So for me, it's like I'll update my stream schedule every week, right? I'll tell my community I'm streaming on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then that in my head, it's like a promise. It's like, well, now I can cancel it, and it has to be those days and that time.
Oh,
So I
I
try,
completely
yeah,
understand how you feel. Yeah.
I try as much as possible not to shift the streams after I've said I would do them because I also don't want to be unreliable. And obviously, it can happen if something really urgent happens. But I really don't want to cancel it if I feel like the situation is, not that bad. Then I can still stream.
Oh, 100%. You feel like a sense of, even though we all know as content creators, we know that we're not obligated
Yeah,
to
yeah,
create
right.
content, but there's that feeling of guilt when you're like when you
Yeah,
said that you were going to stream but you can't, right?
it feels bad, right?
Yep, it feels horrendous.
Yeah, I also don't want to be the kind of person that's just like, oh, I will just not tell anybody when I'm streaming and then just stream wherever I want because that is like, then I have no schedule. And I feel like if I don't promise it, I won't stream. So it's like both ways. I have to say it and then I'll do it for sure.
Right, right. But that's I feel like that's one of the that's such a huge problem that we have because I know so many people who has to deal with that and
Yeah, right?
like I'm such a hypocrite, man, because I'm always telling people like, "Oh, like if you're not feeling good, you should rest." But
Take a
like
break,
yeah,
rest.
but when it comes to me, like and people are like, "You got to take a break." I'm like, "I can't.
I'm like,
I have to
no,
work
no,
on
I
stuff,
can't.
man."
I have to stream.
Yeah, I have to stray. I gotta work on other content. I can't take a break. But yeah, we're hard workers. Let's just leave it at that. We are hard workers.
I mean, that's a great way of putting it.
Yeah, that's the
You said it,
positive
not
way,
me.
the copium way.
I would never say that I'm a hard worker, but I'll take it from you.
No, I would say you work pretty hard. I mean, because
I don't know.
I follow your socials. You know, whether it be Instagram or TikTok or Twitch, and like I'm pretty sure like, I don't know how it works, but like I know photo shoots are not easy. Like there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. So like I just feel like considering you're doing streaming and photo shoots, you post pretty often as well. And you do Kofi stuff as well. So like it's crazy how much content you put out. So I would say you are a hard worker, man, considering the consistency and the quality of stuff you put out there.
Thank you. I mean, it's easier to accept when it's coming from someone else. But I would
Yeah.
never call myself a hard worker.
Yeah, me neither. I always feel like I'm not working hard enough.
Yeah, like I know people that work hard, and I'm like, that's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel you. I really do. So, okay. So I have stalked you a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, don't lie about it.
Not in a weird way. I've never followed you home.
Can you stalk someone in a way that's not weird?
Yeah, just stalk their socials, right? And just take a look at stuff.
All right.
But I realized that it seems that you've kind of transitioned out of the cosplay side of things to just do like the more fashion aesthetic photo shoot stuff. Is there like a reason why you don't really cosplay anymore?
I mean, to begin with, I didn't really cosplay that much. Like, I started being active in the coscom, to shorten it, like cosplay community. Maybe like 2018, but I didn't like it. Like, I don't really enjoy the community as much. It's also at that time and still now really expensive. And there was so much drama. I was on Facebook at that time, and the coscom was pretty active on Facebook. And it's just like every other post was just a drama post on like, someone calling someone else out. So I think it got pretty tiring for me, and I don't have that many cosplays that I'm super passionate about. I would like to, love the character that I'm cosplaying, and I have pretty high standards for, like, on my own scale, what I like to watch. A lot of like anime doesn't really interest me. So after a while, I think it just kind of fizzled out to like, I'll just, cosplay occasionally the one or two characters a year that I really like. Yeah.
I see. That's pretty valid. I've realized that actually because I've also had Ria Kami on the podcast.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of I watched that episode.
Yeah, and it seems that I really don't want to throw shade at the coscom
No, yeah,
as
it's
a
just
whole,
like my
but
experience.
yeah, it seems like I don't know about now, but back in the day, it was a very toxic place to be.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's the case for really anywhere you are. The VTubing community has had some very interesting drama. Right now, there's the biggest.
Oh, is it that one company that like? Okay, I saw that one.
It's a real shit show there now. But yeah, I feel like toxicity is really when people get to a certain level of fame, I feel, or people are stuck at a certain low level, eventually it becomes a little toxic because either people are desperate to grow and they'll do anything to grow, or people at the top have like this really arrogant chip on their shoulder.
Yeah. Like you're gonna get people like that probably in any community, but it's just like the coscom then, and still now, I think there are a lot of young people, like children actually. A lot of them are children or like young adults, and it just didn't feel like a very good environment to be in. And I honestly think that the platform that I was on, like Facebook, it lends itself to so much like personal rants, personal like call outs. Whereas I'm totally fine on Instagram. If I follow cosplayers on Instagram, it's like, look at this pretty picture. And then that's about it. If I'm on Facebook, it's like, this is a real person like writing rants and paragraphs about other people, and I just don't want to see that. I just want to see the picture.
It's exactly the same. Like on Twitch, you see VTubers streaming. Oh, they're so nice. Their content's so good. And then you go to Twitter and they have like an entire Google Docs of bullshit that they're putting out.
The twit longer. My apology.
Oh my god, the twit longer. I hate cancel culture, man. I think it's so stupid.
I mean, occasionally it's like fun. It's like watching TV, and then there's only so much TV that I can watch.
Yup.
After a while, I'll just turn it off.
Yup. It doesn't help if you're in the TV drama as well. It really doesn't help.
You're a side character, like a background character, still there.
Yeah. All right, that's very interesting. I mean, I've from the two of you, I've you and Ria, I've really learned a lot more about the coscom because I have friends who do cosplay. I've never, social anxiety. I've never
Yeah, I
had
get
the
it.
thought of cosplaying because like the thought of like me cosplaying and people coming up to me and like, oh, can we take a picture and stuff like that, like it freaks me out.
Hey, I'm sure if, you were at a convention and enough people did that, you would get used to it. Exposure therapy, that's what you need.
Yeah, like you'll get desensitized from
Yeah, a
that
little bit.
social anxiety afterwards. Yeah, if you, well, I am planning to maybe cosplay this year, for
Yeah,
the first time. Yeah.
like, do you know what convention you're gonna go?
I have no idea. I know there's one in sometime mid-year, I
There's
think.
a couple.
Yeah, I might go to like one or two
That's cool.
depending
Let
if
me
I have
know if you
friends.
go.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So I have two things that I might cosplay. Either I'll just wear the same shit that I wore on my birthday stream,
Okay.
or I'll cosplay as Shiguro Toji from
Oh,
JJK. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, everybody loves that.
Yeah.
I won't stop you. I'm not saying no.
Okay. I get your hint. I haven't decided yet, but yes. So we're gonna transition a little out of like about you,
Okay,
and we're gonna transition into about us. Yes.
good.
So we met in a very weirdly arranged Valorant collab
Yeah,
2 years ago.
I'll be honest, I don't remember much of it.
I remember killing you a bunch of times. That's all I remember.
Oh, that's just, you could have just said that about me in any game. That's cheating.
Nah, but I mean I don't know if you know this. Ria didn't know this. I think nobody knew this except Yu, who was the one who invited me.
Yeah, you used the one that like invited a bunch of us. Probably invited me too.
Yeah, but like I didn't know that I was the only guy there until the graphic came out, and I didn't know that I was the only VTuber as well.
Who else was there? Can you remind me?
Okay. Let me see. So it was a few Malaysian streamers and Singaporean streamers. Uh, it was me, you, Ria, I think Sherzinga,
Mhm.
Yu, DJ Haruka.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't really remember the
That's okay. Yeah, I get the gist. I sort
yeah.
of understand like who was there.
Yeah, so I was just, did you even have any like first impressions of me? So
Oh,
I'll
no,
tell you mine and then yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do sort of recall now that you're mentioning that, because were we all streaming, or like a bunch of us were streaming?
I think only
And
me and two others weren't streaming, the rest were.
okay, so we had to do like introductions, right?
Yeah.
And everybody was going around, and I do remember that there was some sort of commotion when you like introduce yourself, because you probably like said something about being the only guy. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, yeah, like back then I didn't really know. I also only know like maybe 3 or 4 other people, and like it's not super easy for me to remember everybody like
Okay.
on the first game. So, uh, I mean, I'm not sure if I remember what my first impressions were. Usually, when I do like big community games like this, I'm pretty stressed out. Like I try not to talk because 10 people talking, I feel like I have nothing important to say. So
Oh my god, you're the same as me.
yeah, I try as much as possible not to like speak. Also because I feel like anything I will say is gonna be pretty stupid, since I don't have a good grasp on like even call outs, or like I'm not even good at the game, so I have nothing to say. And like I'll do this in every game, to the point where people that are playing with me, like the person who invited me, will text me and be like, "Are you okay?"
Text you.
Yeah, like this has happened multiple times where like the primary person that invited me will be like, "Are you okay? Are you alright?" They'll like message me on Telegram, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." It's just like I have nothing to say. So
I
yeah.
feel you on such a huge level. The reason why like big collabs for me are hard as well is because like, well, number one, I feel like if I talk, cause usually there are gonna be those extroverts, right, who are talking all the
Yes,
time,
exactly.
and you feel like if you like maybe you have something funny to say or maybe you have something you want to add, like I feel like if I talk when they're talking, I feel like I'm interrupting them.
Oh yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
or like I feel like I'm being really extra, or trying to be
Yeah,
like that guy
exactly.
who's like,
Right. It's like I don't
yeah,
wanna I'm not trying to like ask for attention. So like
yeah,
if I say something, it takes me like 5 minutes to like psych myself up in my brain. And then
oh
sometimes
yeah,
after 5 minutes, I'll be like, this is not worth it. It's like it's not even worth saying. So I'm just not gonna say it. After I've
yup.
thought about this one sentence for 5 minutes, I'm just gonna shut up actually.
It's the overthinking, man. It really is.
It
It's
is, it
that's
is.
what it is. It's the overthinking. And oh man, like there's
And
so
like,
many times where like I feel like I could have had such a better collab, but I was just like I just huge collabs are very very difficult for me. I'm usually
yeah.
very very quiet as well.
Yeah, I think it's weird because I'm like so comfortable if it's a group of two or three. I'm like so much more comfortable.
Right.
But a group of like I don't know, five or more, it's just it's not that I don't want to be there. Like I'm so thankful to be invited to these
Right.
things. But I'm fine not talking.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
like
fine
totally
being the
okay.
one to just
Yeah.
listen to conversations.
Yeah, like I don't want to be so awkward to the point where people in game have to be like, "Oh, is Alice's mic working? Is she here? Is she on?" 'Cause people also have to do that sometimes, where I just like don't say anything because I have like nothing quote unquote good to say, right?
Yeah.
Like I should only say something if it's a good thing to say. So it's in my brain, it's the worm in my brain is whispering to me.
Yo, I'm glad. I'm not glad that we're dealing with this problem
You're
because it's a
glad.
bit shitty. But I'm glad that I have another person that can relate to me on this because it's hell, man. I've been trying my best to work on it, but it takes like when I do try and force it out and try to interact because I recently had a pretty huge Lethal Company collab that I
Mm.
recorded for YouTube, and there was a lot of people. I think there was like 8 or 9 other people, six maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
big.
very sure. Yeah, so like I tried so hard to be outgoing and really just try to be me when I
Right.
stream
Be
solo.
be yourself, but then also don't be yourself because if you're yourself, you're too quiet.
Yes, exactly,
But then,
exactly.
still be authentic and then don't force it.
Exactly. Well, let this be a little insight. If any of you ever collab with me or Alice and you realize we're really quiet, it's not that we don't like the collab. It's not like we don't want to be there. It's just we are very socially anxious.
We're very nervous.
We are very very nervous people. Oh man. Okay, well, but if you don't have a kind of a recollection of that day, I really I can't say that I do
Not
either,
much. I'm
honestly.
sorry.
Cause like it was such a fever dream. It didn't really feel
It
very
really
real.
was.
Yeah. But what about now? Do you have any current impressions of me?
Let me think about that.
What?
Yeah, I'm piecing together everything that I know or like the impressions I have of you.
Okay, that's fine. I'll tell you mine first. While you
Sure.
think. So I think my first impression of literally everyone from that collab, or it was just like I felt very out of place because well, I'm the only virtual person. I was the only guy. I think I was like the smallest content creator there. I was surprised to even be invited if I was being super honest. So I was very intimidated. I was very intimidated by you, and I kind of first interacted with you on chat. I was surprised that you kind of knew who I was. I was like, what? How the fuck?
I think it's because of you.
It's because
Like
of right.
I think so. But yeah, I mean if I remember I'll say like I know who you are. I kinda know who you are.
You know that I exist.
Sure. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, you knew that I existed. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like this is a problem for literally anyone, but I feel like there's that weird level of respect for bigger content creators that kind of transition into a little bit of intimidation. So because I've gotten like DMs from people that are uh like, oh my god, I would love to collab with you when I'm bigger. Like they're so
Yeah.
worried about the numbers, but like I've always said that like I don't collab with people based off like their
Right.
numbers. I don't really care about that stuff. If I vibe with you, like I vibe with you and I'm down to collab. But then when it comes to me, I'm the exact same. Like I want to ask a lot of people for collabs, but I'm way too
Just ask.
shy.
Just ask.
The issue is that I'm afraid that like they're gonna think like, wait a minute, like this person has never really interacted with me before. Like, why are they suddenly asking me for collab? I fear that they think I'm using them for clout. That's like my number one fear when I ask people for collabs.
I mean, I think to that point, I think there are gonna be people that are gonna think that regardless, and I would say that that's why going to conventions is good, because when you meet somebody, in real life and you say, "Oh yeah, let's do this thing together sometime," it's so much easier to gauge
Oh yeah.
like a level of how genuine they are. But at the end of the day, you also, I think some people are just gonna think it's for clout, and it's just gonna be what they think. Like, you can't really change that. So you should just like shoot your shot, you know?
Yeah, that is a very good. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's very good. You know what? I'm gonna keep that in mind, and I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, it's really good to make connections that, in real life. I know you're not used to it, like being real and being in real life, but
I'm not used
it's
to
a good
being
thing to
real.
do. Yeah, I mean, you're 2D. You don't have
Fair enough.
organs,
Fair
you know?
enough. Fair enough. I see. I see. Well, that's the thing, right? Because like now that I've gone to kind of know you, and I've played one Overwatch game with you, but like I'm always interacting, lurking in your chat. You're a very genuine person. You're a really nice and friendly person.
Did you have fun?
I did. I
Well, then
was
why are
scared,
we playing more?
but because you're always streaming at a time where I'm working.
But you're always working, so that's more
That
also
is
your
true.
problem.
You know what? I will come by more often when you play Overwatch, and I'll
We can
join
play
you when I
off
can.
stream. I don't
We
have to
can
be
play off stream
streaming.
too, yeah. But my current impressions about you right now is nothing but good things, man. Like I feel like that's been the way after getting to know someone, especially when they're on the bigger side when it comes to content creation. Like we're all the same. Behind all of this, we're all the same. We're all human. We're all just trying to make a living, trying to live our lives. So like yeah, like I'm glad that we've become friends. Like I'm not gonna lie to ourselves and say we're close friends, uh but I do feel like we're on pretty good terms. We're pretty good friends, and I think this friendship is really cool, if I'm being very honest with you.
That is cool.
Yeah, am
So
I
you're
your first
saying
VTuber friend?
I think you're it in the way that I know you as a VTuber before I know like the person behind it. Yes.
Nice.
So are you adding like a star to your board? Are you
Yo,
collecting people?
I'm adding a star. I'm fucking putting it on my resume.
It adds years to your
Alessandra's
life.
first VTuber friend.
You're hired.
Oh man. Okay. Well, what about you? I hope it's only good things.
I mean, if it's only good things, it can only go downhill from here, right?
Ah, shit.
If it's bad things, then it can get better.
True. Very, very true.
I mean, I'll say from, I guess, watching your streams, I do try and stay on your streams for, as long as I can, but usually it's after I've streamed and it's
Yeah.
late. You don't sleep, by the way.
What the
So
fuck?
you like actually don't respond to my message at like 4 a.m. Like,
I just sleep late, man. That's all. I wake
okay,
up enough.
all right. I think I'll say, okay, I'll be honest. I don't usually rate. Okay, this is relevant in a bit, but I don't usually rate VTubers because I find it hard. I find them hard to read. I
Right.
like to, look at facial expressions,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
guess. So when I'm watching your streams, I will, take note of, I guess, your voice and like the
Right.
way that you talk, which I think is quite like calming.
Oh, thank
Let's
you.
ignore the things you say and just focus on how it sounds. And I think it sounds quite nice. You could do you could probably read a book and I'd fall asleep. That kind
Thank
of
you. That
voice.
means a lot, man.
Yeah, let's just not have it be a book that you wrote.
What?
It'll be fine.
What is this slander? Nah, you're right. I do say some pretty weird shit on stream.
Yeah, sometimes I like type something in chat and it's kind of sus, and you like
Oh no.
double down on it.
Oh no.
Most people don't do that. Most people are just like, why would you say that? You like take it up as a challenge and you say something like 4 times as sus.
Yeah, I gotta one up everybody. Let everybody know that I'm the weirdest in
It's
the
competitive.
chat.
The weirdest one is you.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, all good things. You're definitely. I do think you're like, because of the way you respond and stuff. I do think you're fun, which is
Oh, thank you.
great. I think you're a fun dude.
That really means a lot, man. Thank you. Because I've said this before on the podcast, but like within the first, like you said, like the cons, and I have spoken about this before, but the cons of being a VTuber is that the way you respond is very limited in the sense that like you can't have
Yeah.
facial expressions, like even
Mhm.
hands and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of limiter on there. So you really gotta find your way to work with what you have. Maybe like
Yeah. Right.
have your model be super expressive, or you gotta move around a little bit more so that your model tracks. And it was very hard for me to find like a personality that I like at the very beginning when I started doing content creation, I felt like my original myself personality was not good enough or entertaining enough. So I tried putting on like a fake personality for a period of time, but eventually I just started being myself, and oh my god, it makes life so much easier.
It does.
It makes life so much easier, man.
Would you say that the personality you stream with now is just you?
It's really just me, man. It's 100% me.
All right. All
Except the
good
fact
things
that
then.
IRL I'm a lot more quiet.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm a very big introvert, man. My social anxiety doesn't just span into online stuff. IRL, like it's also there. Like when I'm in a group of people, like it's hard for me to talk as well.
Even if they're all your friends?
If unless I'm super duper close to him, then it's not a problem. But like even if it's like, let's say I go meet you and Ria and like maybe 2 others, like it'll
Yeah.
be impossible for me to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also afraid of women.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
I'm also afraid of. Nah, man. I can't make eye contact with people, especially the female gender. I don't know if you
Just
want to
like
call it.
nervous?
Yeah, I feel like
Why?
they're staring and judging me. I know they're not, but like the eye contact, like it
Okay,
really scares
well,
me.
next time I'll stare and judge you, and then it'll be justified.
Okay, thank you.
You can be nervous for a reason.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. Anytime.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Do you-
Maybe one day we'll meet. I haven't really met any IRL streamers except from like Ria, coincidentally when I was at a con.
Do you like to go out? Like do you hang out with your friends
Um,
often?
I mean, I have a group of. There's only really one group of friends that I hang out with often. It's a group of guy friends that I've had since primary school.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so we've been tight for more than 10 plus years. Yeah, so
Wow.
I really only hang out with them.
That's
I'm
really
not
nice.
very keen on going out, if I'm being super honest, but like when I get invited to stuff, like I feel very honored because I don't really get invited to stuff a lot. So like I'm like, oh yeah, and then I go
Mm.
out. Then
Yeah, like I wouldn't wanna invite you out if you hate going out, you know, because then I wouldn't want to put you in a situation where you would wanna say no, but it's
mhm.
not that you don't wanna hang out, it's just that you don't wanna be out, sort of thing.
Ah, yeah,
Like I wouldn't ever wanna put someone in a situation where it's uncomfortable for them to say no.
that's fair. Hey, I mean, but if you invite me out and you offer to treat me to a meal, I will never say no.
Ah, so it has to come with that. It's a package
Nah,
deal.
yeah, I'm extorting my friends. No, if you ever invite me out on like a hangout, I'd be down. I'd say I'd be down.
Alright, I'll keep it in mind. I'll make sure to be very judgy.
Okay, thank you. I'll wear sunglasses the entire time so I can't look so I don't have to look into your eyes.
I'm gonna take them off.
Oh man, I don't know. I haven't hung out with new people in a very long time, but I like it was one of my New Year's resolution to
Yeah?
really yeah, to really overcome that. So yeah, if you ever, you know, ask me out on a friend date, I'd be completely down, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good New Year's resolution.
Yeah, it's something I've been really trying to work on.
I think it's like a very fulfilling one.
Oh, absolutely. You feel so good if you get
Right.
to overcome that. What about you though? Are you like on this topic? Would you say that you are very shy IRL as well? Like, does the whole like you being afraid to talk, does it transition into IRL as well?
In certain situations, yes. Generally now in let's say like a convention or like an event sort of situation where I know it's around people that do the same thing as me, or you know, we're all there for like a media event, then I'm more or less fine. It's more so in like everyday situations. I have avoided paying for things if like the cashier made me nervous, sort of type of thing. I'll like not go into a lift if there's someone in the lift that you know makes me feel like nervous,
Right.
sort of situation.
I
Yeah,
get you. Yep.
I will like go um you know, cross the road on the other side, or like go up a different escalator just
Yup.
because I don't, yeah, like I don't want someone to see me go up the same escalator twice or something like that.
Yeah, like if you
Yeah.
miss your stop on the bus, you're not gonna
Oh,
press the fucking
yeah,
bell
yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah. I'm not like, so for stuff like I do, or okay, I will say it used to be a lot worse, like social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's just how I was brought up did not help, but
Right.
definitely being around people that, you know, this job kind of requires you to be a little bit, you have to push yourself to talk to people, and it will pay off most of the time. And if it doesn't, I guess that's just you're never gonna have like 100% success rate.
Yup.
So yeah, I'm also like introverted, so it is definitely tiring to push the social battery like as far as it can go.
I feel that. I really do. But you are absolutely right. I think a lot of people don't realize, but when you're doing anything that is related to creating any type of content, like making connections is what's gonna really help you grow.
Yeah.
It's just the way of life. You can try to do everything solo. I'm not saying you won't grow that way, but if you really want to expand everything and have it be a plus in the long run, you need to make connections.
Exactly. Like I've always been envious of people that are naturally extroverted. I'm like,
Same.
you have a step up in life. Like, you know how it is. I mean, I obviously there are pros and cons to both, like being introverted and being extroverted. But I always thought, like in my line of work, it would be so nice if I didn't have to deal with like feeling anxious about a bunch of stuff that really, you know, isn't really necessary.
Yep. I get what you mean, man. I can't even imagine because you're more on the IRL side of things. I think I would break if I'm being honest.
Well, maybe it's good to break a little bit. Then it's like break your limits.
Yeah,
My
overcome
limits
them.
on myself are so small, then nothing's gonna happen.
Right? Very, very true. Very, very true. All right. I want to ask you a very interesting question. I don't think I've ever asked this to anyone before, but I would like to know your answer to this. If you weren't doing what you're doing right now, what do you think your job would be? Like, if you're not doing content creation, what would you think you'd be doing right now as a job?
It would probably be
A doctor.
on the side. How if I could be that, I wouldn't be here.
True. Yup.
It would definitely still be on like a humanities side of things. I really like to read. I like literature, anthropology, those kinds of like human nature. I've thought about being a stewardess before, but
Ooh.
I heard the culture is really bad. I
Oh
have
yeah.
friends that like did short-term stewarding, and yeah, I heard that the culture is pretty toxic. But I've thought about it, and I've also thought about being like working in a museum, like a curator, sort of something like that.
What is a curator? I'm sorry, I'm stupid.
Oh, it's like somebody that helps to put together the gallery, basically. Like let's say you're doing like
Oh,
Asian history art pieces, then you'll help to like I mean, curators is a very broad term. There are specific jobs where you do like sourcing, you talk to
right.
people so you can get specific artworks, curate a space.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very. I've never met anyone who wanted to do that. That's very cool.
Yeah, I mean I love museums. Like I've been to great ones overseas, and they're really inspiring, like to the point where it's not even just about the art, it's just like who made this space like that, like who made it like so pretty. So
Man,
yeah.
when we go out, please don't invite me to a museum.
You hate it?
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm like the complete opposite with you. I mean, if I'm being very honest, you do seem like the kind of person who would love to read and stuff like that. Like it just is the vibe you give off. I hate reading, man. I hate reading. Like when I play games and there's a long line of text, I usually just skip it. I tell the people, you guys want to read this, you pause the stream, you pause the video, and you read it yourself.
I mean,
I'm not a fan of reading.
it's different when it's not something you wanted to play a game, you didn't want to read. I think it's kind of different if you chose to read like a book, because it's not like you're gonna skip all the words.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
oh, I
right.
chose to read and I don't want to look at words. It's kind of different. And also, yeah, Singapore's museums, they're all right. They're not. I wouldn't like
Yeah,
if I were to go on like a date, I wouldn't take someone to a Singapore museum anyway.
yeah. I mean, I have been on a museum day before, but not like an art museum or like a historic museum. I
Yeah.
went to the art science museum. So
Oh
like,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. So a little more interact, a little more cool. So that
Yeah.
stuff I
Yeah.
like. But if you just like put a painting on the wall and they're like, oh, this is so cool, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I could have looked at
Not
this
the
online.
painting slander.
I'm sorry to all you museum lovers out there. I do apologize.
I understand though. A lot of people do find it like boring.
It's really two sides of the coin. There's like no in between really.
What
It's either you like it or
about
you don't.
natural history, like dinosaur bones, whales?
Okay, you see that
I
one?
love that.
That one's kind of cool.
Yeah, those are great. There's so many types of museums. You just went straight to like art.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. When I
What
think
if
of
you got
museum,
to
I
like
think of like the natural history museum, and they just tell you the history of the country. Like I'm like,
well, that's
I'm
just a
sorry.
textbook.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care about your country.
I do, but I've already studied all of this when I was in school.
He knows more about the country than the country does.
Yeah.
Don't tell me more.
While we are on the topic of dates, I would like to know, uh, what would be your idea of a perfect date?
Oh,
Yeah,
this is hard. Do you have an answer for this?
I do.
Hmm.
I do. My go. Oh, please don't judge me for this. I feel like we're gonna get judged really hard for this.
I judge you for everything.
That is very true, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Um, my idea, like usually my go-to for a first date is a movie.
Okay,
And if there's
please
no
explain.
a movie date, man, like I mean that has been my go-to for a while. Either that or we just go to like a mall and we hang out and we sit down and we get to know a little bit more about each other. Um, but yeah, like a movie date because like in a movie, I mean, thinking about it now, it's kind of stupid because you can't talk in a movie, can you?
Isn't it notoriously one of the worst first dates?
Whoa, no, is it?
I've been on threads where people are like, please don't do that.
Shit.
I don't know, maybe it was just that one thread or two threads, but I mean, it depends, I guess. What do you think is gonna happen during the date? Are you gonna like hold someone's hand?
I
Like,
yeah, I mean
yeah?
that yeah.
I mean, that could work. Yeah, it could work.
I mean, I mean, for the first 20 years of my life, I was never successful with women, so now I know
And then the
why.
next 20?
Um, oh, that's the thing. Okay, I think this is very a topic to talk about, but like, um, so I never once had like my feelings reciprocated when I was, up until my up until I was 20 years old. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and then afterwards, uh, I kind of like I didn't have a love interest for a while, and then a while later I started to do VTubing. But when I started to do VTubing, man, the confessions came in like crazy, and it was both flattering and disturbing because it felt like people only liked me for what they saw on the screen, the whole model and stuff. And like I never felt like the people who were
Mm,
confessing to me, I never felt like they
they don't
liked me
really
for
know,
me.
right?
Yeah. Like they only
I get
liked
that.
the nice model on the screen, you know?
Are
And
you ever afraid, like, if they like met you as a person, then they wouldn't really, or like they
yes,
wouldn't be the same? Yeah.
yes. It's such a huge
So
fear of
that's
mine.
valid. That's valid.
Do you have like those kind of feelings as well?
Well, I mean, I'm not a VTuber, so um, it's. I think I'm closer to what I am in real life. Like
Right.
on screen and in real life, it's not that big of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but generally, yeah, I don't think most people would like me as much if they spent like an entire day with me. Would probably be like, oh, this is just a normal person.
I think I'll be fine. I think if I hung out with you, I think you'd be as annoying as you are now.
Oh, thanks.
I'm joking. Uh, but yeah, I mean, cause in the sense that like I know you are an IRL content creator, but have you ever feared that like people see you like they put you on this pedestal, that's why they like you? Have you ever had that fear because you are really big on the content creation stuff?
I mean, on this topic, it's a lot of like it's basically people having parasocial relationships, right?
Yeah.
To the point, I mean, especially if it's to the point where they're like confessing, and it's like, you definitely don't know me, and you wouldn't do this for any other person.
Yep.
You wouldn't just see someone on TV and then message them and be like, oh, I want to date you. So I do think it's troubling,
Right.
but it's not something that I can't handle because, I have it's good to have like your boundaries between the viewer and, yourself.
Right.
And I have had like I have had to ask my mods sometimes, like, oh, this person like DM'd me and I don't know how to say, like, no, I don't want to talk in private. I have to like ask them how to respond to this.
I
Like
see. I see.
how do I be, you know, like nice enough to the point where they don't think that I disregard all their support, because it's always, it's usually or sometimes people that support me a lot, and I don't want them to think that I've just, you know, like I don't care that they supported me all this time and I can't
Right.
even like privately call them or something. But
Right.
yeah, it does make me a little bit uncomfortable if somebody requests to be closer that I'm willing to, just based on the interaction with me on stream.
Yeah.
Like it's not friends, it's like interactions on stream. I don't think it
It's
like it
part of the
translates.
stream.
Yeah, I don't think it translates directly into, let's call each other.
Yeah, I've had so many instances where like someone would do a fan art of me and they would like DM me about it and I'll be like, "Oh, thank you so much." And like I'm very obviously I'm friendly to them on stream because
Yeah,
that's
right.
how I am,
Like
but
that's like how you are.
that's how streams are supposed to go, but I've had so many instances where just because like let's say people DM me a nice message, right, about like how, oh, you're working so hard, like you're very admirable, so like it's a nice message, so I'm gonna say thank you, and then like because I replied to that, they take it as
Yeah.
like a, oh, he replied to me, so that must mean like he's okay with us talking, like
And it's like it's not that you're not okay, but it's just like it
it
wasn't
feels
like,
weird.
yeah, nothing was preparing you for like
Yep.
a personal conversation.
Exactly. Man, we are very alike more than I thought we would
Yeah, but
be.
you hate museums and reading.
That
He's a hater.
Do you like going to the gym?
I'm a girl, so I like to gym at home.
Really?
Gyms are a little bit intimidating. Yeah,
Well, what did you
because
do? What do you do at home?
I do like hit and I do like mostly just like ab exercises.
Okay, like Mike
And
Chang.
I guess so. I maybe something a little bit more feminine.
I
Really, I like
see.
abs, and then sometimes I do weights.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, you are in very good shape, so
Thank you.
yeah, you've
I
done well.
If I don't have that, I have nothing.
I you don't have that. You have nothing.
I'm worthless.
Nah, you're not. But damn, that's really cool to know. Homework. How often do you do it?
Every night.
Every
I
night?
I get into this phase if I'm working out that if I don't, I it's kind of like an addictive thing. Not only do I do it every night, if I'm doing sets of things, I'll increase the set by like one each time. Not one whole set, but like let's say it's each set is 30 sit-ups. I'll do like 31, and then the next day I'll do 32, just to like push it, and it will keep going.
Oh man, you have, oh my god, you have sparked the oh my, our friendship has just gone to a whole another level now that you've said that you work out and you take it so seriously.
I
It is
guess
an
you work
addiction,
out
right?
and you take it serious. It is an addiction, and it makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good. Have
It's
you oh man, have you considered maybe like if you had a private gym that only you would use, would you go there or do
Oh,
you prefer?
definitely. I would. Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Here's the plan. I'm a get very big in the future, earn a lot of money. I'll buy an entire gym, and you can just use it, and I'll
Let's
use it too. Yeah.
go. All right, deal.
Nice. Do you do like cardio stuff as well,
Um, like
like
what
running,
exactly? Oh,
jogging?
I like the treadmill and elliptical. I actually do really enjoy those two. Like cycling and running, but
Damn.
I don't like cycling in real life. I think it sucks.
Really? Why?
It's tiring for me. I don't know why it's a lot more tiring to cycle in real life than at like the gym equipment cycling.
I think because of the resistance as well, right?
I think it's because of how I am not strong.
You. Fair enough. Uh, one last question on this topic. Do you work out because you just love to, or do you think that there's like a, because you put yourself out there for the world to see as a content creator, especially IRL, do you feel like there's that pressure that you have to look your best? That's why you're working out. So do you think it's what's subconsciously driving you to be so healthy?
I think it's like personal goal. I don't think it's like a social media thing.
Okay, that's good though. That's very
Yeah.
good.
I've like for me, I've been pretty in shape like for forever. So when I do workout stuff, it's honestly a lot of just to be healthier and stronger, like actually be stronger. Because otherwise I am pretty weak, like in terms of how much I can do stamina wise and like, strength wise. I would
Hmm.
be a lot weaker if I didn't work out.
I see. I see. That's very admirable, man. The
I
fact that
like
it's a
to
personal goal.
thank you. I like to do things that require strength. And then when I do them, I realize that I should have worked out. I like to go bouldering, which
What is
is
that?
so it's like rock climbing, but there isn't a harness. And it's about
Oh,
2 to 3 stories high. There's a foam floor to fall back on, and then
yeah.
you climb, right? No harness or anything. Um, and it requires a lot of arm strength and core strength. So a lot of men are really good at it because they can kind of just power their way through. So there are routes, like, ways they can get up to the top just by brute strength.
Right.
But for me, sometimes I'm stuck in the middle of a bouldering course. And if I had the strength, I could, you know, propel myself upwards, but I don't. And
I
it's
see.
become so obvious to me that I'm just not strong.
Okay. Did bouldering, man, I tried rock climbing once like 2 years ago. Despite going to the gym, I can tell you I suck at that shit.
I mean, okay, yeah, obviously strength is just one thing. It also takes so much skill. So
Yeah, it
it's
does.
different. Yeah.
It does. It really, really does. Because I relied solely on like upper body strength, and yeah, it's there's so much technique that goes into like rock
Yeah,
climbing,
there really
bouldering.
is.
It's
It's so
crazy.
impressive because, even at the bouldering gyms, there are like I go with my sister and her colleagues and her friends, and there are girls that are like my size and my, similar body type, and they're so good at it. So it's like it's not that. It's just, oh, women weak, men strong. It's just like it really depends on your technique and where your strength is. You can always make it up.
Yep, everything takes an amount of skill to have.
Hmm.
That's very, very cool. Oh my, my dude, I swear to God, this podcast, like learning so much about you, how we're so similar, man. I swear to God, we could be
You
best
should
friends
go.
now.
You should go bouldering.
You want to bring me there?
Sure.
I will.
I
You just want to see me fall on the first time we meet?
I mean, now that you mention
Yeah.
it, let's go.
Oh man. All right. We're approaching the end. It's been about an hour. I only have two more
Okay.
questions to ask you. Uh the first one is, how important do you think having friends, not just on a superficial level, right? Having friends that you genuinely are close to and vibe with, how important do you think that is in this line of work?
Um, I think it's super important. I think it's like almost highest priority. I think
Right.
it will go insane if you don't have these people. Yeah.
I also think so. I think having people that you don't see and they don't see you just as like, oh, this is a potential collaboration partner, having these friends that you have genuine connections with, that you can hang out off stream, have fun, is so important for that balance for your social life. Because like workaholics like us, man, let's be real, like we have to sacrifice an aspect of our lives, whether it's the social part or whatever, because my social life is gone, man. I've been so deep into my work that like I haven't even been able really to play games with people or go out with people. So I think having friends who do this content creation stuff, like you can have fun, and if you want to at the same time, it can be creating content. So like I just feel like it makes your life so much easier. It's also good to have somebody who can relate to you when you have problems, like content creator problems, like we talked about earlier, the whole people DMing us and stuff. Like we can relate to that, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always good to have friends with similar interests,
Right.
because I'd assume most people are doing what they want to do in terms of content creation because they're interested in it. So, like if they have like a fashion, a type of fashion that they like, and you also have that, it's really nice. Or if like, a game that they like and you also play it, then you can just play it together and stream together. So it's like a support system, basically.
It's so important. Make friends,
It's
everybody.
so important.
Make friends, everybody. Just don't be weird and try to make friends with us after interacting with us once on stream, okay? All right.
Make friends normally, like genuinely.
Yeah, just do what you would normally do IRL. You don't go up to someone and, hey, I'm gonna be friends with you, like after passing them in public, do you?
Right.
Okay, final question. This is a question for me and also I think for a lot of people. Content creation, I feel, is still, especially with our Asian cultures, not very accepted as like a job, quote unquote. But I know that there's so many people who want to try it. So in a generic aspect, right? What would you say, if you have any advice to give, what would it be for the people who want to try something that they like but are afraid to do so? Do you have any advice?
In regards to like people in Asian cultures, or just like everyone?
Just in general.
I'd say just do it. That's how I started streaming. My friends were like, why don't you stream? Like there's so much potential there. And I mean, for me, I guess I had a push from them. If they didn't push me, I probably wouldn't be streaming. But there are so many things that I wish I'd done sooner. Even if it's something like small to start, just do it.
Yep, that is very good advice. Life is short.
Yeah, life is short. I know it's really easy to say, just do it, and then be like, wow, I'm cured, I'll just do it then. But start somewhere small.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is very good advice. I always preach that if there's something you want to do that makes you happy, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, as long as it doesn't hurt yourself, just go for it. I don't see why not. Life is short. It's been a very wild year, if I'm being honest. And this year, after losing 2 of my friends, it's really opened my eyes as to how precious life is. So if you want to do content creation and you're thinking like, oh, I'm never gonna be big, or I'm never gonna be entertaining, like you don't know. You would never know if you don't try. And if it makes you happy, why not? Look, you could be the next a1es5andra.
You can be the next Divinity VTuber. Full name.
Full name, thank you. It's not Dorvinity, no?
No, that's like your middle name.
It's my middle name.
Yeah.
Divinity Door VT. Is that what it is?
That's it.
That's all right. Well, we've come to the end of this recording. Again, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for doing this. It was fun.
It was really fun. There's one thing I want to add. If you ever need any help with gym stuff, because I studied that. I studied that.
Personal training?
Yeah, I studied sports and exercise sciences, so I know like the nitty gritty of stuff. And my backup plan, if you know, content creation doesn't work, is to be a personal trainer. So
Oh, I
yeah.
heard they make a lot of money.
It depends on the client and how many you get and where you work. But
Alright.
yeah, I mean, you say you want to do more strength stuff. That is kind of the area that I specialize in. If you want,
Okay.
yeah, if you need any advice or any help, do let me know. And if you ever want to go out bouldering and watch me, you know, break my back, you're more than welcome to hit me up, and we can plan something. It'll be really fun. Just a warning, I might be very awkward at first.
That's okay. We've established that much.
Yeah.
I think you're just putting yourself down, so I don't expect too much.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know whether to thank you for that. But yes, thank you so much for your time. I had a lot of fun.
too.
Is there any final things you would like to say, or anything you'd like to plug? Maybe any upcoming content that you're releasing that you want people to know about?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just like streams. If you follow streams,
Yeah, go watch her streams. They're very entertaining. She's very interactive with the chat as well. It's
I
very
try
good.
my best.
It's very, very good.
You
She's
are
a great
too.
streamer. Oh, thank you. That's all I have. Me
We
and
only
saying
have
stupid
things.
shit. Thank you so much. Guys, please go give some love to Alessandra. If you want to see very, very, very unique and cute and aesthetically pleasing fashion sense, go check out her Instagram. And she also does TikToks and stuff. You can find all their links in the description. Go watch her streams. You know, say hi. Say, oh my god, I listened to you from the podcast. Hi, I was so
Oh my God,
interested
yeah.
in you. Yeah, you know, go say that when you pop by her stream.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify if you would like. Link in the description. Thank you, Alessandra, for being here. I've
you.
not heard one construction noise, so that's good.
Oh, great.
Have they
Okay.
stopped?
No, there's still like low drilling, but I think it's just not coming to. So
It's
that's
not
good.
picking up. Okay, that's good. Well,
Yeah.
thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.